Hello everybody, you're watching Park Pass. Today I'm going to take you into Fantasyland. I'm going to take you on every single attraction that Fantasyland has to offer. And boy, howdy, there's a lot of them. Here we are entering in the Disneyland Castle, passing through into Fantasyland. Fantasyland was one of the 5 original opening day lands. It also has the very most attractions of all the lands. Technically there are 13 attractions. And I'm going to take you on all 13 of them. Give you a point of view of everything there is to do in Fantasyland. Let's spend the day in Fantasyland. Now for this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit of the history of Fantasyland. I'm going to take you on the different attractions. I'll show you everything there is to see about Fantasyland. This is an amazing land. It is awesome. So let's go through. There are technically 12 rides, attractions, and the Disney aficionados ride. There's only one ride. We'll get to that a little later on. There's technically 12 rides or attractions and 1 walkthrough. Let's do it here in Fantasyland. Spend the day with me. Alright, so today I'm going to spend the day here. We'll eat food here. We'll ride every single attraction here. I want you to think of this though as a clock. I'm going to start at the 6. So if you're looking at a clock, starting at the 6, I'm going to go clockwise all the way around to every single attraction and experience you can have here at Fantasyland. We'll give you a little point of view. This is the castle, Sleeping Beauty Castle, and they do have the Sleeping Beauty Castle walkthrough. This will be the first thing that we're going to do. And this is considered an attraction, even though there's no ride or anything like that. You're just walking upstairs and reading about the stories. So let's start here with the very first one, Sleeping Beauty Castle. Here we go. In a faraway land, long, long ago, lived a king and his queen. Many years had they longed for a child, and finally their wish was granted. A daughter was born. They called her Aurora. This is the Sleeping Beauty story. Now, when the castle first opened up, there was no walkthrough. This was a later addition. Fearful of Maleficent's curse, King Stefan decreed that the spinning wheels in his kingdom be burned. To protect Aurora from Maleficent, the good fairies hid her in a forest cottage. You can see that they're burning the spinning wheels. Princess Aurora grew in grace and beauty, but on her 16th birthday, a dancing green light lured her to a tower. There she found a spinning wheel glowing in the dark. Touch the spindle, a voice commanded. Aurora obeyed and pricked her finger. Going up another flight of stairs. Unbeknownst to Maleficent, the good fairy Merryweather had changed the curse so that the princess would not die but sleep. The 3 good fairies put the entire kingdom to sleep as well until the day Aurora would wake. See, everybody's asleep. They don't even know that the princess is in danger because they're all asleep. And if you look, you see the fairies up there putting the candles out so that people can sleep. High atop the tower, Princess Aurora slept, awaiting the noble Prince Philip, who would one day come to release her from her slumber with true love's kiss. There's Sleeping Beauty. She's in the blue dress. As you pass these doors, sometimes they have little, you look down here and sometimes you'll see like little people walking by. Originally they were supposed to have something there at the 3rd door, but they didn't. Well, they took it out. It was this eyes, and you can see the guards moving along. Maleficent summoned all the demons from her castle to prevent Prince Philip from reaching the princess. And continuing on down the stairs. There's Maleficent, and the demons in the background. And we turn and go down even more stairs. The spinning wheels are taken up by a windstorm. Maleficent turned herself into a flame-spewing dragon to stop Prince Philip at any cost. It was a fearsome battle. The prince finally threw his sword and struck the dragon in the heart. see some green fire there. There's Prince Philip down there. Green fire. Oh, here we go. We're starting this whole thing, this process all over, which I like. This is really where Disney learned they loved purple and lime green to represent evil. Prince Philip was able to give true love's kiss and awaken Aurora from her slumber. One of my favorite things though is when you exit out, most people miss this. Look at that green there, you can see Maleficent's shadow will appear. I love it. What a great thing. And you turn and you exit right out. Okay, we did the first attraction here at Fantasyland. Now, if you have a mobility issue and you can't go upstairs, there is a way for you to see this whole experience. It's right here. There's the castle right there, and straight ahead is the accessible experience. So you go in there, sit down. If you have issues with going upstairs or mobility, electric convenience vehicle or whatever, you go in there, you can actually watch the experience. All right, let's continue on. Let's go to the second attraction. Now, Disney doesn't call their rides, they call them attractions. But a lot of times in my videos, I do call them rides because people who don't know that, they think attraction is like a show or something, like ah ha ha, but they are called attractions. All right, so we're gonna go on the next attraction here. Kind of going around a clock. Remember it's 6 at the bottom, we're kind of going like a 7 o'clock now. This is the Snow White Enchanted Wish. It is changed, it used to be called Snow White's Scary Adventures, but they kind of lightened it up a little bit. Once upon a time, a kind, you notice how our first description of the word is kind, I love that. A kind and lovely princess named Snow White had a wish, but her wish was not meant to be. For the cruel queen, envious of her beauty, commanded she be a humble maid. Now we're about ready to get in the line here, and we're in the line for Snow White. I have to show you one of my favorite things though, is Snow White bakes pies. And you'll notice there's pie crust in the columns. Isn't that amazing? It's just a subtle nod to Snow White. Most people walk right by it and don't see the pie crust. All right, we're about to get on our first real attraction. By that I mean mechanical. The cart we have is Bashful. There we go. Hi-ho. Thank you.
Take care of Snow White.
Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's all to my kingdom.
right, let's continue on. The next one we're gonna do is Pinocchio's Daring Journey. Pinocchio's Daring Journey. Here we go into Pinocchio's Daring Journey. All right, we're getting in line for Pinocchio's Daring Journey. It's technically the least popular attraction in Fantasyland here in America. But in France, at Disneyland Paris, they have this exact same attraction. It's identical. And in France, it's very popular and people love it there. So, different cultures like different things. Oh, Pinocchio was the very first Disney attraction that had the happy ending of the attraction on their attraction. Usually on all the other like Fantasyland rides, you would just exit out and be a big mural that says, and they live happily ever after, or like a book that says they live happily ever after you exited out of their attraction. But this one here, you have the happy ending right at the very end of the attraction, inside the attraction. Pinocchio's Daring Journey is the first attraction to ever have a hologram in it. The hologram is very fast, it's hard to see. So when the boys are starting to turn into donkeys, the scene where the one boy's turning donkey and he's holding a mirror and he turns, the mirror reflection is a hologram. And that was the first time that they ever had a hologram in an attraction. It's kind of hard to see, it's on the mirror, so you have to look at the mirror. Also, this attraction is my wife Amanda's least favorite attraction. It always makes her cry.
With your hands, I'll see you under the wishing star. And this is Jiminy Cricket. A few safety precautions.
Here we go.
Looks like your car.
Lower the bar down, please.
Mickey the popcorn. Right here's the mirror.
It always makes a jackass out of himself. Get them crazy.
Like I was saying, this is the first attraction that ever had the happy ending right there in the attraction. And here she is, the Blue Fairy.
My little good lady's come home.
And that's the whole attraction. Cute little attraction. Every time in that attraction where the little boy who's turning a donkey, when he goes, "Mama," my wife always bursts into tears. It makes her so sad. She goes, as a mom, she goes, how can you handle that? She's like, well, they're a little baby. and she just can't handle it. All right, get to me on. Now I'm gonna go do Casey Jr.'s train. Casey Jr. train was also an opening day attraction, sort of. When they were building it, they forgot to put in a guide rail, safety guide rail. And also the engine, they built the engine themselves. They built the engine and they put too much weight in the back of the engine, not enough counterweights in the front of the engine. So on opening day, when it was going up the hill, the train would start to tip back. So the engineer had to lean forward, and they had it running for a couple hours on opening day, but it was just deemed too dangerous, so they shut it down after it being open for 2 or 3 hours on opening day on July 17, 1955. So some people debate, was it an opening day attraction? Technically it opened, yes. It didn't have the guide rail. They had it closed down for a couple weeks. They rebalanced and calibrated the engine and put a guide rail in. It's been running ever since. I would say it'd be so fun to be able to drive this train. Now, you see that car right there and that blue car right there? Those cars came off the carousel. They were on the carousel. They took all those cars off and put horses on the carousel. But they didn't want those little cars to go to waste. They were just sitting on the carousel. They brought them over, repainted them, and put them on the train. So they're really from the carousel. It's a real train. It has an engineer that has to drive it. It's not automated. There's a little windshield they could turn to get more air in. I love it. And there it goes. This train was in the movie Dumbo. There's the other one. They could have 2 trains running at a time. When I was a kid, I always loved to ride the caboose or the monkeys. That's the cart that was from the carousel. You got the wild animals. I think we'll go get in the caboose. I got the cart from, I was going to do the caboose, but somebody else wanted that. I was like, that's fine. So let's just do the cart that came off the carousel and show you Casey Jr.'s train. There seems to be a little bit of delay. Everything stopped. Storybook Land, our train. One of the things I really like to do is when I'm riding these rides, I like to wave at the people. It's just fun. It's just like a Disneyland friendliness. And here we go. Wave. I love to wave at them. Hey! Now they do have Casey Jr.'s train in Disneyland Paris, but theirs is like a little bit of a roller coaster, and it's way smooth. This is the only one that's like a real train. And here we go. The track was designed by Walt. Here's the new addition, Rapunzel's Tower at Storybook Land. I love, there's the families, like to wave at them. Now we're going to a little cave. This is my wife's second favorite attraction. It just relaxes her, she loves it. Indiana Jones being her first favorite.
Now, as we say to the animals, that's the end of the lion. Fantasyland! Fantasyland Station!
Very cute attraction. Okay, now, right across from this attraction though, they have the Red Rose Tavern. This is where you grab some food to eat here in Fantasyland. It's right there, based off Beauty and the Beast. And then over here, we also have just some snacks. You get like a pickle, some drinks, some water. And I think I need to get some water. It's kind of hot, so let me get some water here. Okay, now we're going to continue on. I actually didn't get water. I got some Powerade, which is good. And then we're going to go now to Storybook Land. Then I'm going to head up to It's a Small World, come down. We've got a lot more attractions to do. Fantasyland is massive as far as being packed full flavor with attractions. Alright, before we continue on, I want to show you one little remnant of an old attraction that used to be here. There used to be a Skyway ride. You take these buckets from here to Tomorrowland. And the station to load is right here at Fantasyland. Right there, those stairs, these are the stairs you'd walk up that trail, and that was where the Skyway station was right up there. It would take you across into Tomorrowland. So there's still a remnant of it. Okay, let's continue on. There's the restrooms here in Fantasyland, and we're going to go right past the Red Rose Tavern. Since we're spending the day here, I'll probably come back in here and eat dinner a little later on with you guys. Well, let's keep going. Actually, I think the next attraction I have to do is Dumbo. Alright, so let's go ride Dumbo. Right here. A couple years ago, Dumbo put in this awning so you have shade while you're waiting in line. Oh, that was so good, because it would get so hot. This is a very popular attraction still. It's a 30-minute wait. But this awning, it was a game changer for people because it would get so hot and you just have to wait in the sun. Now you got the shade, which is nice. Was Dumbo an opening day attraction? No. Was it here? Yeah. Here's the problem. The Imagineers came up with this really cool idea. They wanted Dumbo's ears to flap as they would go around in a circle. They built these motors inside the Dumbo to mechanize the ears to make them flap up and down. Each elephant weighed between 700 and 800 pounds. It weighed so much that the arms couldn't lift Dumbo, just kind of go around in circuit motion. So on opening day, it was running, nobody rode the attraction. They ended up taking out the engines and just made the ears stationary and reopened the attraction 1 month after Disneyland opened. So was it here on opening day? Yes. Did it run? Not really, no. In a circle with nobody on it. Walt's original idea for the Dumbo attraction is he wanted all the elephants painted pink. 10 pink elephants. He wanted to be the elephants on parade. You know the movie Dumbo, they have like that part where the elephants are on parade, the pink elephants. That was the idea. Walt really wanted that. But eventually some of the Imagineers were like, I think people would rather, they more identify with Dumbo, rather be on Dumbo. So he changed his mind and they painted him gray. They were painted pink and put them on, and there was 10 original Dumbos. In 1990, they were building a Dumbo attraction for Disneyland Paris. And the one here in California had a capacity of 10 elephants. The one they were building for Disneyland Paris had 16 elephants. It got done, and they realized, oh, it's all done, and the Disneyland Paris wasn't going to be opening up for a while. So Disneyland basically took Disneyland Paris Dumbo attraction and brought it here and they updated the Dumbo attraction here in the park, allowing it to have 16 elephants. That was supposed to go to Disneyland Paris, and Disneyland kind of stole it. Says, no, you have to get another one. So they updated the capacity from 10 elephants to 16 elephants. Does anybody remember this? I remember this. You come to the ride, and they would give you a wooden feather, a black wooden feather with a number on it telling you which elephant you're going to go on. Then as you got in the elephant attraction, they would recollect that feather. They changed that when they added, I think, the awning. Now they have it on the ground. They put go on a number. Does anybody remember that black wooden feather? If you do, put in the comments. Some of you remember that. Number 15. The Dumbo Attraction. That's my favorite color. So I always love it when I get the orange one. I love that. It's my favorite color. But today we've got the blue. All the way to the end at number 15. 13. Oh, it's purple. Purple. Very simple controls, just up and down. This is a great attraction for little kids. Let's go up. That's as high as it goes. And now we'll go down.
For your safety, please make sure we are facing forward at all times.
In Florida, they have two Dumbos. There's two Dumbo attractions. So they have twice the capacity, and they're right next to each other in Fantasyland. One of the craziest things I ever saw in my life was during the pandemic. Sometimes cast members would send me videos where I was not allowed to show. And I got a video of Disneyland Paris. It was completely closed down, and of course the mechanical staff would have to particularly operate an attraction to keep it going, even though it wasn't running. And they sent me a video of Dumbo just going all by itself, the only attraction running in the whole park. The park was completely empty, and you could just see Dumbo going around. Crazy. All right, kind of continue on. Of course, we keep it in mind it's like a clock, right? So going up, and now we have, hi guys, how are you? Now we have a Storybook Land. I'd consider that maybe like at the 10 or 11 o'clock, and then It's a Small World would be at noon, at the 12 o'clock mark. So we have to go do Storybook Land. And then we got to come back and do all these other attractions we have not done yet. And there's still a lot. Fantasyland opening day land, but there wasn't the budget to complete the vision what Walt wanted. So the exterior of a lot of the attractions were kind of like plywood, and they're brightly colored and look like a Renaissance fair. If you go to Fantasyland in Florida, you kind of see what that look was like. That's where like Small World and Peter Pan, you kind of have that Renaissance fair look. But that wasn't what Walt wanted. Walt wanted a more aesthetically pleasing area. All right, hold on, let me show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into Storybook Land, if I can just cut through here. Let's go on Storybook Land, a fun little attraction. So, Fantasyland was closed down, took 15 months. At the end of 1981, they shut it down. At the beginning of 1982, they shut it down. It was completely closed down. And then in May of 1983, they reopened it. They rethemed it to be like a European village in the medieval times. The facades of the buildings were reinforced and restructured and looked really good. And it's such a good addition that they've hardly done any updates or retouches to it. So the Fantasyland that you know is probably from the 1983 version of it. When they dedicated Fantasyland in 1983, they lowered the drawbridge from the castle. That's the last time the drawbridge has ever been raised. It was raised, and then on opening day of 1983, they lowered it, and it's been let down ever since. We're about to board. Because you share the boat with a bunch of other people, I really won't be doing a lot of talking. I don't want to, change your experience, but this is a fun attraction. It was one of my favorite attractions to ride with my friends. Like when you have a boat with your friends, oh, it's so much fun. But we are gonna ride on this. I might point out the puns, or not the puns, the wanted posters for Flynn Rider, though. If I sit in the right side of the boat. This was an opening day attraction, but when it opened it up, they just called it a mud bank. It had the boats going, but there was nothing for them to see, just a lot of mud. Called it the mud bank attraction, and the boats couldn't reverse when they first opened it up, and Walt only wanted men to run the boats because it was very difficult. It was very heavy to push the boats backwards, and sometimes if they overshot, they'd have to push them backwards. Eventually, they got a little switch that would allow the boats to go in reverse. The second they got that switch, they changed the story, and they made it only women could be the skippers of the boat. And just for women would be able to tell stories of Storybook Land. Then in 1995, they changed it. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl. Anybody can be a skipper on Storybook Land. There goes Casey Jr.'s chain. Do a little wave. Something kind of interesting about this is you go through Monstro's mouth right at the very beginning. You can see Monstro as you walk around. Because of that, a lot of children, this ride terrifies them when they realize what they're doing. They think they're going to get swallowed by a whale, and a lot of them don't want to ride it. One of my favorite pieces of trivia about this attraction is all the boats are named after female characters. Except they made a mistake. For a little while, one of the boats was named Thumper. Thumper was a little boat. Well, Thumper's not a girl, Thumper's a boy. So after a while, they realized that was a mistake, and they changed the name. I always thought that was really cool. There was a Thumper boat.
And storyteller today here on the Aurora. For your safety, we do need everyone to remain seated with all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat at all times. And parents, please supervise your children so you don't want our trips to take any unexpected turns. When most people venture to the Great White somewhere, they do so through the pages of a book. But for those who are lucky enough to venture with us in person, well, we like to travel a little bit differently. We like to travel through the jaws of Monstro, the whale. Not a bit of a tunnel, my friends. It means no worries. He's just here to help transport us to a magical place called Storybook Land. Where Monstro's tail ends, our tail begins, and our tail begins with the tail of the big bad wolf. His cave is coming up on our left. He's always huffing and puffing, trying to slow down the homes of the three little pigs. Luckily, they live safely across the way, and their house is made out of straw. 6 and of course 100% guaranteed wolf-proof bricks. Just around the river bend, our story takes a strange turn to the quaint English village that is home to Alice, where one cold afternoon she follows the white rabbit down the rabbit hole and fell down into Wonderland, where she stumbled upon a very merry birthday party. If that's not your cup of tea, find some pixie dust. That way you can take flight with Peter Pan and Tinkerbell over London Park, just like the darling children. Following that second start of the right to Neverland, where you'll never ever have to grow up. Or hop on a magic carpet to Agrabah, a study of mystery and enchantment, where a street rat named Aladdin had to stay one jump ahead of Jafar. In the marketplace, Aladdin stole many things, including Princess Jasmine's heart. Though from different worlds, by the power of love and a little help from our genie, they were married and live in the Sultan's palace to this day. Storybook Land is filled with stories where love shines like the twinkling lights in the archways above us. The same ones that Aladdin and Jasmine flew over, sideways and under, on a magic carpet ride to a whole new world. These good stories are filled with love and light, but they have their dark places as well, full of mystery, like the cave of wonders up ahead. Its treasures bear a curse that can only be lifted by the genie of the lamp. Legend has it that whoever sets the genie free will be granted 3 wishes. Let's all make a wish and see if it comes true. If you wish for a safe place to keep from the evil queen, you'd be just like Snow White, who came upon the cozy woodland cottage to our right, home with her 7 doors, to the thanks for her kindness to her shelter. If you listen closely, you might even hear them whistle while they work. Cinderella wished to go to the ball, but her wicked stepmother forbade it, leaving her at home to do the chores. Her fairy godmother, however, did grant her wish, but when she didn't return from the ball by midnight, her coach turned back into a pumpkin, and it's still up there on that hill. Magic may have its limits, but thankfully love does not. Prince Charming found the owner of the glass slipper, and now they live happily ever after. A dream is a wish your heart makes, and like wishes, dreams do come true. Whether it's dreams of a happily ever after, or simply drifting off to sleep on a hill of quilted flowers like the one on our left, inspired by the 1933 silly symphony cartoon Lullaby Land. Some dreams are simply to see the floating lanterns gleam like that of Rapunzel, who lives up in her tall
It's the new Rapunzel Tower. If you look, there's little wanted posters for Flynn Rider.
While he was trying to escape from Maximus and the royal guard. Rapunzel convinced Flynn to take her to see the floating lantern. While on their adventure, Rapunzel discovered who she really is, and found a new dream in Flynn. Now, it's only to get the right on those wanted posters. Some adventures are a little bit wild, like those found in the story of the Wind in the Willows. Mr. J. Thaddeus Toad lives in the stately manor here on our hook. Sorry, folks, it looks like he was at home. He must be off the weekend for a brand new motor car to take out for a joyride on the road to nowhere in particular. Beyond that is the kingdom of Jail, with Alice's ice palace in a snow-covered mountain. There's Sisters Ernest and Elsa taught us about the power of true love, so that it can weather even in the harshest snowstorms. Across the way in the Alpine village lives the wood-carving Geppetto. He wished upon a star that his wooden puppet
I always
would
like this
become
little
a
boat
real
right
boy.
there.
When Pinocchio proved himself to be brave, truthful, and unselfish, the Blue Fairy granted that wish. Geppetto's wish is like many made in the fairy tales, like one last wish to become a part of our world, made by a little mermaid named Ariel. Her wish came true when she met Prince Eric on her own 2 lakes, and now they live happily ever after on our right. Ariel still likes to venture down under the sea to visit with her father, King Triton, in the underwater city of the past. That's what our story moves from book by book. As we approach the dock, please remain seated, keeping all hands, arms, and fingers inside the boat and away from the dock's edge. Once we've come to a full and complete stop at the dock, please remain seated. We'll all stand together on my count of 3. That way no one will have to take a trip under the sea. Thank you for joining us here on the Storybook Land Canal. And on behalf of all the storytellers, I want to wish you a magical rest of your visit here at Disneyland.
Alright, continuing down. We're walking to the end of Fantasyland. Fantasyland isn't the largest land as far as acreage goes, footprint-wise. It's actually kind of smaller compared to most of the other lands. But it is the most densely populated as far as attractions go. Has the most attractions. And it is always very popular. Children love it, little kids love it. Adults like it. It's where a lot of the magic in Disney does happen. Now, when I filmed this video, I was filming this at the beginning of January of 2026. And the holiday overlay for It's a Small World is still up. So we're going to do It's a Small World, but it's going to have the holiday overlay They won't be taking us down for another week or two. Here's the facade of It's a Small World. Now, the whole facade is designed to look like landmarks from around the world. Of course, you've got like the Leaning Tower of Pisa right there, Big Ben. Over here, it's kind of hidden behind it. There's the Greek Parthenon. I have to kind of move over just to be able to see that. Got the Taj Mahal right there. Taj Mahal. The Greek Parthenon is right behind it. There's a windmills for the Netherlands. Just showing how the world is a small place. We all share it. Right back there is the Greek Parthenon.
Inside the boat, and please watch your children. Thank you.
It's got that little gold. There it goes. There's the Eiffel Tower.
Pieds et jambes à l'intérieur du bateau. S'il vous plaît, surveillez les enfants. Merci. Bienvenidos. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del barco. Y cuide a los pequeñitos. Gracias.
Welcome to It's a Small World. For your safety, please remain seated throughout your voyage, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat, and please watch your children. Thank you.
ようこそ。お客様の安全のため、乗船中は船から腕や手、足を出さないでください。また、お子様から目を離さないようにお願いいたします。
seated until your boat comes to a complete stop at the dock and you are asked to disembark. Thank you.
ボートが完全に止まり、下船していただく指示が出されるまでは席を立たないでください。ご協力ありがとうございます。Por favor, permanezca sentado hasta que el bote se detenga en el muelle y se le pida que desembarque. Gracias.
Bitte bleiben Sie im Boot sitzen, bis es zu einem vollständigen Halt kommt und Sie gebeten werden aufzuziehen. Danke. Please remain seated until your boat comes to a complete stop at the dock and you are asked to disembark. Thank you.
Veuillez rester assis jusqu'à l'arrêt complet du bateau et attendez jusqu'à ce que l'hôte ou l'hôtesse vous demande de descendre. Merci.
Por favor, permanezca sentado hasta que el bote se detenga en el muelle y se le pida que desembarque. Gracias.
Please remain seated until your boat comes to a complete stop at the dock and you are asked to disembark. Thank you.
ボートが完全に止まり、下船していただく指示が出されるまでは席を立たないでください。ご協力ありがとうございます。Por favor, permanezca sentado hasta que el bote se detenga en el muelle y se le pida que desembarque. Gracias.
Bitte bleiben Sie im Boot sitzen, bis es zu einem vollständigen Halt kommt. Please remain seated. Alright, we are exiting out. I always feel like it's a little weird. Like, I always am so hyped to ride It's a Small World during the holiday season. Then once you get in January and you ride it, then I'm always like, it feels a little weird to me. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Alright, next. Now we're going down. So if this is the top of the clock, now we're gonna go to like the 2 o'clock spot on the clock and hit Matterhorn. Matterhorn is in Fantasyland. It's the attraction I'm most nervous to do because it is a backcracker. There's the beautiful Matterhorn. There is some myths about this attraction that are not true that a lot of people love to believe. The most popular one is that the city of Anaheim wouldn't allow Walt to build a mountain, so he put a basketball court and says it was actually an arena. Not true. Not true at all. There is a basketball hoop in the upper level, level 4 of the Matterhorn. It's where cast members can take a break and shoot a few shots, but it's just like, it's just plastered on the wall. It's not like a whole basketball court. Here we go. It's a 40-minute wait to do Matterhorn bobsleds. All right, Matterhorn, let's go, let's go. It's very fun. This was the very first ever steel tube roller coaster ever made. The back is a little more herky-jerky. All right, there's our car, our sled. Here we go. It's gonna be a stop right here.
For your safety, remain seated with your seatbelt fastened, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled. Please, watch your kids. Thank you.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado con el cinturón de seguridad ajustado y mantenga las manos bajo los pies en tierra.
Remain seated, please.
Oh boy.
Permanecer sentados, por favor.
That's just crazy. Oh, parade's coming, so they're having some music coming here. It's not normally here. All right, so we do have to cross, so we have to wait for the parade to end. So it's cavalcade, but we'll be able to see Duffy here, which I absolutely love. This celebration goes till the middle of August. The Disneyland 70th celebration. If you haven't come down, you can come down. It's super fun. So you see Shelly Mae and Duffy here, and I love that they have them. So there's Shelly Mae and Duffy. Duffy! Woo! Here goes Duffy and Shelly Mae. Shelly Mae! Woo! They're very popular in the Asian parks. And it's so fun to see them here, celebrating the 70th. And here comes Max. Way to go, Max! Now these cavalcades don't last very long. There's a short little treat. Almost like a little goodnight kiss. That's something. There we go. This Belle, Snow White, Moana, Pocahontas. Oh, Pocahontas is great. It's Meredith. That's great. Here comes Goofy, Chip and Dale, and it's January, guys, and it's hot. I can't believe how hot it is. The character actors are always so good. We got Donald, Pluto, Minnie, and Mickey in the 70th celebration here. Hi, Pluto! Here comes Miguel, Pinocchio, Geppetto, Captain Hook, and Aladdin. The genie. I just love how Captain Hook's hanging out with him. Isn't that amazing? And that's it. It's this little cavalcade. All right, going back into the heart of Fantasyland, we now have to do the Teacups and Alice in Wonderland. Let's go over here and do Alice in Wonderland. Now, this Alice in Wonderland is Disneyland exclusive. It's only here at Disneyland. And then after Alice in Wonderland, we're gonna do the Teacups. All right, we're off to go do Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland, again, is a Disneyland exclusive. It's not located in any other park. Alice in Wonderland and Dumbo are the only attractions that have two rides right here in the same park. So Dumbo's got Casey Jr.'s train and also the Dumbo Flying Elephant. Alice in Wonderland has Alice in Wonderland attraction and also the Teacups. Alice in Wonderland is a double-decker. What? A double-decker attraction. It's actually on top of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. So you go on the ride, you go up on top of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. If the ride ever breaks down and stops, it's quiet, you can hear Mr. Toad's down below you. It's incredible. You get a little caterpillar and you go. This ride has some funny little quirks to it. So it's got the two main tires in the back, and then the front part is actually just attached to the track. It's not like a tire kind of guiding it. Because of that, they have like weight requirements. They have to have a certain weight. You can't have too much weight in the front. It'll derail. I always think that's interesting. Now, I told you how Fantasyland reopened in 1983, but Alice in Wonderland was not completed and didn't actually open until 1984. So this attraction didn't quite make it on the opening day, on the retheming of Fantasyland, on the renovation. It was being renovated, it just didn't get completed in time. As you're waiting in queue, you're gonna see an amazing tree. That is a real tree. It provides shade when you're on the outside of the queue. This is the only dark ride. Dark ride is a ride that's housed inside a building. They call it dark ride. That goes outside, inside, outside, and inside. So you get outside and inside in Alice in Wonderland. Every other dark ride stays inside the entire time.
Then follow the white rabbit down the rabbit hole. All of a sudden, I fell. Down, down, down.
Oh, looking for the white rabbit? Well, have a look around.
Oh, Mr. Rabbit, wait!
It went this way. No, that way. Hello, goodbye.
And the sun is like a toy car balloon. There will be something in the morning glories in the
They're bees.
Now this is curious. I wonder if the rabbit corn
Try. This way. Something. I'm not sure where I am either.
Don't get me!
By the way, he went this way.
So let the lamp be spent. We're making the roses red. And many a cheer we shed. Because we know. Oh, the 60 crow. In fact, they'll soon be wet. Oh, let it go.
Her Imperial Highness, the Queen of Hearts, and the King.
Shall we play croquet?
Rule 42, the Queen will always win.
Goodness!
This was part of the addition. This wasn't originally part of their attraction, the birthday party, the unbirthday party. This was part of the renovation when they redid Fantasyland. It's a fun attraction. I think Alice is a great character. Okay, now we need to do the teacups.
My daughter wants to know.
All right, now we got to get on the teacups. There is some actual myths about this attraction as well that a lot of people love to kind of spread around. They always say like the purple cup, the teacup is the fastest. It's not. They're all exactly the same. But it used to be a long time ago, you could spin these cups so fast. But they put what's called like a governor, like a brake on it, so you can only spin. You can spin it, but it doesn't go as fast as it used to. It used to be like. Now it doesn't quite go as fast. Safety reasons. This is the only teacups in all the parks that doesn't have an awning over it. And Disney uses the teacups a lot for commercials. Usually in the evening when these are all lit up, you see commercials like couples riding it, kids riding it, grandparents riding it, laughing, having a good time. It's kind of a hallmark of Disney fun.
To our unbirthday party.
All right.
For your safety, please be sure
We got
to
a
stay
pink
seated
one.
with your hands, arms,
Pink teacup.
feet, and legs inside your teacup. And do watch your children. To spin your teacup, just keep turning the wheel to the right or to the left.
So, what color teacup is your favorite? I like the blue one. The orange one is probably my very favorite. And I've actually been thinking, like, how do I film this? Because I wanted to film it so you can see the point of view of the ride. But I was kind of worried that might make people sick, so I might change the camera around just back and forth a little bit. When the ride first opened, it was freestanding spin. You could just spin it. Even sitting here, like right now, you could spin it as it goes. But like I said, they put like a governor on it to make it so it slows down. You can't spin it as fast as you want to. If it rains, they do close down the teacups. This is one attraction that won't run during the rain.
Enjoy your spin.
He's like, alrighty, sugar cubes, enjoy your spin. Alright, so to make it go faster, you kind of spin it either way. Even though the arrows say the one way, you can spin it either way, either direction. I'm gonna try to one arm spin it. I'm having a hard time filming and spinning at the same time. I'm trying. Great attraction, little kids. This is something that like little kids could sit and have fun, enjoy. And they could try their best to make it spin super fast. I think Disney should sell these teacups in the store, like have a little teacup set. I don't know why they don't do that.
It looks like our tea party is coming to an end.
Oh, this is the end.
Please remain seated until your teacup stops.
Great.
And then follow the signs to the nearest exit. Ta-ta! Please visit us again.
Please remain seated with those doors closed until your teacup runs out of steam. And once it has, please look down, gather your belongings, watch your step, and walk carefully towards
I love that they call this little sugar cubes
by the Alice in Wonderland attraction. And thank you.
All right, continue on in Fantasyland. This is the Mad Hatter. You can buy little hats and ears and all kinds of fun things like that. Oh, by the way, I was telling you how kids sometimes get scared of this monstro. If you happen to have a little child who maybe is a little bit nervous about that, you can bring them right here and have them walk right to the corner, and you can say, hey look, you can see all the way through the end. Right the corner here, you can see out. And then that way they can kind of see, oh, it does open up. I don't know if I can zoom in on that or not. That might help some little kids who are nervous. All right. Now we're gonna get on one of my very favorite attractions of all time here at Fantasyland. Actually, gotta do the carousel. Do the carousel, and then we'll do that. Let's go to the carousel. Carousel was actually located much closer to the castle when Disneyland first opened up. When they did the renovation of Fantasyland, that's when they ended up moving it a little bit, and they moved it back. It was much closer to the castle. I did a whole video on the secrets revealed of this attraction. It's great. It has 6 spins. The show horses. The horses on the outside, the ones that guests see, they're called show horses. Their painting is a little more ornate and nicer looking than the horses on the inside. And the horses on the inside are a little bit smaller. So if you have little kids, put them on the inside, it's a little bit smaller of a horse. Each horse has a name, and they all have different names. And you can actually get that list of all the horse names if you want to go down to City Hall and ask for it. The most popular horse is called Jingles. It was dedicated to Julie Andrews, who played Mary Poppins. It's got the most bells on it. Here it comes right there. And it's got a J.A. on it and a little umbrella for Mary Poppins. If Mary Poppins ever rides this attraction, she sometimes does, she only will sit on that horse. The horses always stop and start in the same spot. This is called King Arthur's Carousel, but if you look at the little murals, those all have to do with Sleeping Beauty. What's interesting is King Arthur has nothing to do with Sleeping Beauty, so it should be maybe be called Aurora's Carousel rather than King Arthur's. All the different carousels though in the parks around the world have different names. They have like Lancelot and so on, so this one here is King Arthur's. Another fun fact about this attraction is Walt noticed that people, when he was at the park with his daughters, everybody wanted to get on the horse that was painted white. So because of that, they were all different colors, but he ended up painting them all white, so they're all basically kind of the same. All right, so I'm gonna walk down here and see if we can get the jingles. I think that, let's see here. There's the 50th. There's jingles for Julie Andrews, J.A. Julie Andrews. And we're gonna go right over here. I don't know, just grab this blue one. I was gonna take jingles, but that little girl wanted it. I was like, oh, you deserve it. Now, I've been told that a carousel, it only goes counterclockwise. That's what makes it the difference between a merry-go-round and a carousel. That's what I've been told. I don't know if that's true or not. But I do know that on this carousel, all the horses are what are called jumpers. That means any horse you get goes up and down. Not all merry-go-rounds or carousels horses are all jumpers, but these ones are. Everyone goes up and down. Also, you'll notice that the horses, it's 4 across, 1, 2, 3, 4. And a lot of the merry-go-rounds or carousels are only 3 across, but when Walt Disney opened this, they wanted more capacity, so they made an extra row of horses. All right, we're getting ready to start. We're starting right here by the little exit. This is where we'll also stop. If you want to count, I believe it's 6 revolutions, and here we go.
Until the carousel has come to a full and complete stop. Once the carousel has stopped, please look down, watch your step, and
there's the exit
from your horse. Thank you. And enjoy your...
That's a very convenient exit for us because we're going to go right across to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. So technically this is the only ride in all of Disneyland because it's called Ride. Everything else is an attraction. So sometimes people try to trip you up, like, how many rides does Disneyland have? And if they ever ask that question, really what they're trying to get you to say is 1. All right, let's get in line for Wild Ride. Remember the beginning of the video I told you about how they had a Skyway bucket that would go all the way across from Fantasyland to Tomorrowland? Well, there's a remnant of that here in the queue for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. While you're waiting in line, you're going to see this little fence right in the middle of the queue area. This is where the tower was the tower would sit right there, and then the sky cab would go right above here. They've left a little remnant here. This is where the tower was for the sky cab. Now, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was the first attraction completed at Disneyland. Some people say, well, wasn't it the train? Because they used the train to put the track down and would deliver lumber to other parts of Disneyland to help build. True, the train was growing, but it wasn't completed. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was the first completed attraction from front to get on, ride the whole thing. Very first attraction at Disneyland in its entirety was Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. You'll see a little plaques here. Angus McBadger offers sage advice so often scorned. Mr. Mole, a loyal and sympathetic friend. J. Thaddeus Toad Esquire, master of Toad Hall and incurable adventurer. Interesting little fact about this is his nose is one of the most touched things. People touch it for luck, and so they always have to clean that off. Mr. Rat over here tries to cure Toad's motor mania. Mr. Toad is based off a book called Wind in the Willows. It's a book that Walt Disney really loved. What's crazy about this, though, when the Imagineers are building this attraction in the book, and also they did a little movie, never, anywhere in the book and the movie, do you go down into, and here at the Disney they call it the Inferno Room. The Imagineers in the 1950s, they thought that was funny for the kids to get in a car, get hit by a train, and end up getting sent down to HE double hockey sticks. But that was just a little thing there. It's not in the book, it's not in the source material. That's just Imagineers doing something that I thought was really funny at the time. It's a little bit weird, but if you ask a Disney employee about it, or a cast member, they will call it the Inferno Room. Toad Hall has 7 chimneys, and in the book, it talks about how Toad is really, Mr. Toad is really proud of his house because he has 7 chimneys, but he only has 1 fireplace. Just like that, in the book, here in this building, the facade has 7 chimneys, and what's the first thing you crash through when you get in the ride? The fireplace. This is kind of fun. This is the front. It tells you the time, how long you have to wait, but on the back, there's a little mural of Mr. Toad, and a little saying. It says, "Ho ho, sit still, and you shall know what driving really is, for you are in the hands of the famous, the skillful, the entirely fearless Mr. Toad." Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is only here at Disneyland. It's the only place it's at. It was located in Florida, but they got rid of it to do Winnie the Pooh. Disneyland Paris has Toad Hall, but it's a restaurant, so it's the only one that has the attraction. I'm sorry, ride. On the outside here, you're going to see it says totally, the little plaque for Mr. Toad. And it says, Toadai Accelerato Semper Absurdia. It's Latin, means the toad is accelerating forever crazy. Accelerating Toad is forever crazy. That's a fireplace that you're going to crash through. And then if you look at the wall kind of tells you the whole story of what you're going to do, the mural. There you go, the whole story. We got the red car. Thank you.
That's all, that is all.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you just exit out. All right, there's one more attraction we got to do. Some say it's the best attraction on Fantasyland, and I really can't disagree with that. This was an attraction that Walt Disney actually liked a lot too. He loved Peter Pan. As a child, he saw the play and he loved it, and he always wanted to do a movie and all that, and he loved Peter Pan. When this ride first opened up though, the Imagineers, they just had like one pole going down the middle, and the teenagers back then, they loved to get in their boat and they would swing back and forth and they would get the boat to derail. So after that, they ended up putting like two things to hold it across the top to hold it more in place. But it was a very original ride when it came. This hanging attraction was very new and very innovative for when Disney first opened the park. It is a beloved attraction, it's an amazing attraction, and one of the very best in all of Disneyland. Just kidding, the ride broke down right as I was getting ready to get on, so I'll have to come back later on so I can complete this adventure of Fantasyland. Every attraction, one left. All right, maybe get some food, we can talk for a little bit, and then hopefully Peter Pan will open back up here in an hour or two. Just saw Mary Poppins, I'm just gonna walk by to see her. I'm not gonna try to interrupt her or anything, but just so we can see her, because she looks always so beautiful. We're gonna walk in front of her so she can walk by, so that way we can wave and say hi to her. Oh my goodness. There she is. Always looks incredible. One of the most approachable of all characters. She looks just so great. Oh, perfect. Alright guys, let's go to Red Rose Tavern then and get some food. And then we'll go finish off with Peter Pan. I actually like this little restaurant. Red Rose Tavern, based off Beauty and the Beast. This side over here is all decorated for Gaston. This side over here is all decorated for Belle. Alright, there we go. I got the flatbread pepperoni, some water, and a black cherry. Let's do this. Not bad, not bad. Alright guys, we have one more attraction to do here, Peter Pan. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you haven't, hit the like button. That helps a lot. It's something you can do for free. And then if you want to, hit the subscribe button. We have all great content coming out. Subscribe to our channel, become part of our community. That way we get to know you a little bit better. So you guys subscribe to our channel as well. We have one more attraction we gotta do, guys. Peter Pan, Peter Pan. Walking on down here. It's been a day in Fantasyland. Lot of stuff going on here. When I get done with Peter Pan, I'll show you two other areas of Fantasyland that most people don't even realize is associated with Fantasyland, but it's part of Fantasyland. Alright, Peter Pan take 2, guys. Here we go. So what's your favorite land in all of Disneyland? Put it in the comments down below. I think parents of children kind of have like a love-hate relationship with Fantasyland. We love it. As we see our children, their eyes are so big, they love it. But at the same time, we're kind of like, oh, it's crowded, Fantasyland's more crowded, and it doesn't have those thrilling rides that maybe we like as adults. So you have this kind of like, whatever. Some of my best memories of Disneyland, though, most of them take place here in Fantasyland. Just seeing our son, like his eyes and running around and just being so happy. So I love Fantasyland. When the Imagineers are making this ride, there's a scene where Captain Hook and Peter Pan cross swords. And Captain Hook's hook is on his right hand. I'm sorry, on his left hand. But in the ride, they were worried. They're like, oh, that's not going to work because there's swords. So they end up putting the hook on the right hand. So on the ride, the hook's on the right hand, but in the mural, the hook's on the left hand, how it should be. In Florida, it's always on the left hand, which is the right hand. Guess what? The ride just broke down again. I'm close. Everybody's getting out of line. I think I'm just gonna sit here and wait. They're just saying it's closed down. You can wait in line, or they don't know when it's gonna reopen. So you can see here in the mural, his hook is on his left hand, and his right hand he's holding the, what's that, telescope? And so there he is. That's the way it's supposed to be. The left hand has the hook, but on the ride they moved it to the right hand. They are cycling through they're trying to get the boats to go through as fast as possible. They get the people who are on the ride off the ride. So it's literally just going through, and they're not loading it up, they're just sending them on empty. Just making sure that everybody can get off the attraction while they reset it. Alright, and now the last people just got off, and now they're just cycling it. The boats are going through, empty. They're recycling the attraction. This boat right here in front of us, I think is the problem one. They've had some ride mechanics come out and look at it, and now they've labeled it. I wonder if they're going to take it off track or what they're going to do. All right, the ride is back up and going. We're going to complete this. It's dark outside. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Thank you. There you go. Thank you so much. And it's our final ride at Fantasyland. Here we go.
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
Hook's on the wrong hand. Camera problem there at the very beginning of the ride, the traction, but we got it. All right, guys, we have just done every single attraction ride in Fantasyland. I need to show you two more areas that are part of Fantasyland that most people don't even realize. All right, check this out. We started in the morning, and now it's getting dark time. Castle's beautiful. So we're gonna walk down here, and I'm gonna stay in Fantasyland. Well, we're gonna walk this way. We're gonna walk past the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique right over here. We're gonna keep going down here. we're going to turn to the right, and we're going to go right down here where it says, "This way to Frontierland." Now, this is taking us into this. If we follow this all the way, it would take us into Frontierland, but we're going to go to the Fantasy Fair, which is actually part of Fantasyland. But if I say this, you go, "This take you right into Frontierland." I think I might have messed that up when I was talking. I'm not sure. I'm a little tired now. This Fantasy Fair is where you have an opportunity to meet a lot of princesses. They have little shows, and they also have some treats. So, technically, here we are, turning right here. This is Fantasy Fair area, and it's part of Fantasyland. And they have a lot of, this is where the princess meet and greets, like the Royal Hall right here. You could go back there and meet different princesses. Then they also have little shows right here. And then this is Maurice Treats, and they have some good little treats right here as well. Okay, now I'm going to walk back through the castle part again and show you another area that's associated with Fantasyland that people don't realize is part of Fantasyland. We're walking back through here, this way, through the back entrance of, the side entrance, I guess, of Fantasyland, and then we're going to go to another little area. Okay, we're walking this way. Walk, walk, walk. It says you're entering Fantasyland, but technically you've never left Fantasyland. It's a little misnomer. And we're going to go right over here and this way, straight over here. By the way, this is Merlin's. This is one of my favorite stores. There's a lot of hidden secrets in the store. I've done a whole video just in the store. You should definitely check that out. This way to Tomorrowland. Okay. We're coming down here. This is going to take us by the wishing well. I'm wishing. Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs right over there. Oh my gosh, that's got to be Belle. She looks fantastic. All right, we just saw Belle there. She's lining up to take some photos with Belle. Now, we're going to walk right down here onto the street, which is technically Fantasyland. Feels a little weird, but it is. So we're walking this way. That is the entrance into Tomorrowland. Oh, it looks very pretty. We're going to turn right up this street. This is still Fantasyland area. You got Matterhorn right up in front of you. This is the part that nobody knows is part of Fantasyland. That is part of Fantasyland. To the right, this is Pixie Hollow. Pixie Hollow is all part of Fantasyland. It's a Fantasyland attractions. It's where you're going to meet the fairies, and it's all part of Fantasyland. Pixie Hollow. And this is technically part of Fantasyland. Is that crazy? Need to come right back here. Oh, let's see. Maybe it's... Oh, no. I got distracted. I guess I could have walked in right there. I wasn't paying attention. I wonder if it's open. Yeah, according to Disney, this whole area that I'm in is Fantasyland. I always just feel like it's adjacent to Fantasyland and not actually Fantasyland, but no, it's part of it. Okay, we're gonna walk right through here. Fairies, welcome. And this is where they have meet and greet, like Tinkerbell, and looks like right now nobody's here, but nice little meet and greet, and then you exit right out this way, right by the Matterhorn. Okay, I gotta find a spot to talk to you guys. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it and had fun, hit the like button. It's free, you do it for free. And if you haven't, hit the subscribe button. We have a lot of new content coming out, a lot of Disney fun stuff. But I need to take this moment to talk to you. And right now, I am only talking to you. I want you to know how amazing you are. You matter. You're unique, and you make the world a better place. I hope you know that. And if you're struggling and going through a little bit of a difficult time right now, I want you to know that it's going to get better. You make the world a better place, and I am talking to you, and just you right now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Wait, can you guys believe that? We did every single attraction in Fantasyland. Whew. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Thank you.